Living in another country can be challenging and shocking. While I've been living in Barcelona this summer, I'm going to be talking about some of the biggest cultural differences I have observed between here and the States that may be eye-opening to many Americans. Many would be surprised to hear that their lifestyle is very laid back even when it comes to work and business. They also have completely different eating habits than us, and they are currently in a deep economic crisis, which is having a large impact on their crime rates. The list goes on of cultural traditions and habits that stand out from ours, but these were the ones that I found most intriguing. The first being what their work life is like. The whole culture in general is very laid back. Stores close when they feel like it. Restaurants definitely take their time when they serve you. You won't see many aggressive drivers trying to get somewhere on time. What I found most interesting about this lifestyle is how they're so laid back when it comes to the workplace because they want an even life and work balance. Business Culture's website talks more specifically about how family and social bonds are more important than a person's working life in Spain. They like to focus more on leisure time and don't put too much emphasis on work, whereas in America, I feel we surround ourselves around our work life. One thing I also noticed that's much more casual in the workplace is the dress code. You won't see as many men wearing suits, but you will see a lot of people wearing jeans every day and plain colored shirts. They also don't have a typical 8 to 5 workday. They have something called La Siesta, which they've been doing for decades. It's when they leave work around 2 p.m. and they have a 2-hour break, whereas in the States we only have like a 30-minute quick lunch break. This is so they can go out to eat, they can go home and be with their families, or they can take a nap as long as they come back into work around 6 or 6:30 to finish out the rest of the day. But according to a CNN article, La Siesta is actually under threat right now because of their economic crisis. The government is currently looking at a time zone change for rational working hours and to boost productivity because right now their unemployment rate is at an all-time high, which leads me to the whole euro crisis and crime issue. An article from Business Insider stated that unemployment is falling at the fastest rate ever recorded. Especially for ages 18 through 25, right now it's at 50%. This is causing a lot of crime, especially pickpocketing, which is a huge issue here. Barcelona is actually known as the pickpocket capital of the world, so you really have to pay attention to your surroundings here, especially around touristy areas like the metro or any sightseeing places. Aside from this, aside from the work life and the whole pickpocketing issue, their food schedule definitely differs as well, not only by the foods they eat, but the eating habits they have. For example, breakfast is a pretty big meal for us. We try to eat the most in the morning, so we have energy and it'll hold us over for the rest of the day. But in Spain, from what I've noticed, breakfast isn't as common. They might have a piece of toast or a small sandwich, but their big meal is their lunch. And this is where they have 3-course meals. They usually have some kind of salad, then an entree, and a dessert. And this is also why people have that big 2-hour lunch break, so they have time to go out and sit and do something like this. Places usually don't open for dinner until around 9 or 10 p.m., and this meal is much lighter than the lunch. According to USA Today and also my own experience, people will skip out on dinner and just eat tapas at a bar, and tapas are like small appetizers. People usually order them a bunch at a time to have an assortment of food, and they're also relatively cheap. So in conclusion, experiencing these things firsthand is definitely eye-opening, and it makes you appreciate diverse cultures. The list of cultural differences goes on, but I think that's what makes Spain such a unique place. Their laid-back lifestyle when it comes to work and business, their eating habits, and current type of crime are some interesting cultural differences between Spain and the US, which may be interesting to many Americans.